A prominent conservative says President Trump's treatment of Attorney General Jeff Sessions in the New York Times is the kind of behavior he'd like to see stop. Joining us now is Ken Cuccinelli, former Attorney General for the state of Virginia, currently serves as the president of the Senate Conservatives Fund. Welcome to the program.
Good to be with you again.
Well, big news. Donald Trump gives an interview to the New York Times, and he attacks,
well, everybody,
as they say, everybody here in Washington, right?
Yeah.
But in particular, saying that Attorney General Jeff Sessions has really disappointed him.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, this is sort of the every few weeks or few months sort of fuming by the president, and he does this, and I wish he didn't do this. But with respect to the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, he's still upset at the Russia recusal. And it's interesting, the New York Times interview suggests to me that the president never knew then Senator Jeff Sessions talked to the Russian ambassador, which takes one little piece off the scale if you think there's some grand Trump conspiracy to work with the Russians. If he didn't even know about that, it suggests otherwise. So but other than that, it's pretty ugly. It counsel law any longer.
Christopher Wray, FBI pick, was approved unanimously today by the Senate Judiciary Committee, and he has said that he will be a strict independent, that he will go by the book, playing it straight, and faithful to the Constitution. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, certainly you see what I zero in on. I expect an FBI director to be independent. I expect them to be by the book. But first and foremost, I expect them to be faithful to the Constitution. And in the last administration, not Director Comey so much, but that attitude was lacking. And it's important for high government officials to reaffirm that. I think that Mr. Wray wouldn't have been approved unanimously on a bipartisan basis if they didn't have confidence that he would be independent, that he would be professional, that he would carry the FBI forward in the dispassionate way that is expected of an FBI director, and frankly, that I think Jim Comey failed to do over the course of the last year and more.
All right, I have to ask you one question before we go.
Right.
In a radio interview with Todd Starnes, you said, look at Steve Scalise. God help him recover from his gunshot wounds. But the fact is, he sold his conservative soul to be in the leadership.
Yep.
Come on. Isn't that a little mean? The guy is still in the hospital.
And that's what I started with. I hope he gets out and gets healthy, but I also hope he gets back to being a conservative. You look at his voting record, including in Louisiana, where he's from, before joining the leadership and after. He has undermined conservatives. He has not merely not been conservative, he has been anti-conservative. He has joined the deceitful cabal and the system that leadership used, including under John Boehner, that has continued, sadly, with a happier, nicer face under Paul Ryan, to undermine conservatives, to not tell them the truth, to not follow through on the commitments to conservatives, and he himself has not voted conservative since he joined the leadership. And it is undermining a good policy for America. That's what it's ultimately about.
Do you think Paul Ryan sold out?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Nice face, nice guy. You really want to like him. He's so nice. But he lied. It is documented how he lied to conservatives. But this is about policy. It's about what's best for all Americans. It isn't whether Joe or Fred or Nancy is nice to you or not. Nice is a tactic in Washington.
Understood. And this is why you are the president of the Senate Conservatives Fund. So thank you so much for joining us. Ken Cuccinelli, former Attorney General for the state of Virginia.
My pleasure.